Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for
this is so this is the yeah, of course. This is the first of our Insta Live series, and obviously I wanted Stanley Stella to be the first kind of company that we talked with. So yeah, do you want to start by just telling everyone who you are, your role within Stanley Stella? Oh no.
Rosie, I'm so sorry, but it's cutting out. I'm not. Wait, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, it was lagging, so I think I understood the question. So it's who am I and what I do at Stanley Stella?
Yeah, exactly. Go for it.
Okay.
Don't worry.
So I'm. But firstly, thank you for the invite. It's great. It's the first time I do an interview or on Instagram live. So let's see what happens. I'm Julien. I work in the sustainability team at Stanley Stella. And my role is to oversee and manage a series of projects with the aim to reduce our environmental impact as a company. And so I'm managing the different conformities to ensure that we still comply with the certification norms requirements. So the audit for GOTS and GRS and the different certification that we have at Stanley Stella.
Amazing. So how long have you been doing this role?
So it's been a bit more than 2 years. So I joined actually in 2020, March 2020. So just before the first lockdown. And yeah, it's been great.
Yeah. So actually, just one of the questions that I was asked on our stories earlier was, how long ago did Stanley Stetter start?
In 2012, actually. So it's going to be 10 years this year. So we're going to do actually a big event in September. And so we are very excited. Yes, 10 years of amazing things. And it's going so fast.
Yeah, sure. So the point of this is to basically explain kind of who Stanley Stella is and why people should work with us / with you, and kind of all about the products. So what are the core values that Stanley Stella have and that you promote and want our brands to know about?
Yeah, so there are key 4 core values. So the first one is excellence, meaning that we always push the boundaries in terms of quality. So for every collection, we strive to make a more qualitative product. So we raise the bar every time. So that's a big one. For example, our outerwear collection, it's been years of work behind every details from, the fabric, the touch, the fitting. And so for us, it's always pushing the boundaries in terms of quality. The second one would be sustainability. So as you know, sustainability has been at the heart of everything we do at Stanley Stella. So it pretty much influences every decision, from the fiber, the production, to the logistics. And so we've committed since day one that we were only going to produce a range of garments with low environmental impact fibers, so organic cotton and recycled polyester, and that we will only work with a limited amount of partner factories to really ensure the control over the quality, the planning, and the social compliances, And so, yeah, sorry.
So to confirm, you only use organic cotton?
Yeah, we only use organic cotton. So we have all the organic, all the products made with cotton is with organic cotton. Not all of them are GOTS, but the majority of them are GOTS. And we also have recycled cotton products. So if you look at the competition, in contrast, most of the brands have been forced by the market to launch collection and source products with better and greener fabrics. But us, it was the opposite. We really decided on the one of the brands that we wanted to make a change in the industry, and only producing with those lower impact fibers. So it was a big commitment. And also because, organic cotton only represents 1% of the total cotton production worldwide. And so it was a big challenge, but we are glad that we took it, and it's great to launch those products with those fibers.
I mean, I think it's true though, just from, a decorator's point of view like us, there's so many, all the other brands are just kind of bringing out one t-shirt that might be using organic cotton or a jumper, just kind of for the sake of it, and to show that they are doing something, probably not organic. So yeah, that was one of the main reasons why I wanted to work with you guys so much, like from the beginning, was because it is the core value, and you've been doing it from 2012, from the get-go. It's not kind of just a thing.
Yeah, no, for sure. And now sustainability, we're trying to raise the bar also, you know, to take it to the next level. So actually I can put on the two main commitments that we made. So the first one, we are planning to become to become net zero by 2030. And so basically we are committed to you know, contribute to the global neutrality, you know, in line with the Paris Agreement. So you guys probably have heard of the Paris Agreement, you know, to reduce the greenhouse gases. And so this year we've decided to collect the primary data across our operation and to draw up a concrete action plan, you know, to reduce as much as we can and to offset the different carbon emissions that we cannot reduce. But the aim is really to reduce as much as we can. So that's on the environmental commitment.
So and is that about, so I'm assuming that's through the whole supply chain, not just one section, it's the whole.
Exactly. So it's from the cotton to the end of life of a product, and we're actually including the impact of a customer in the calculation, the measurement. So we're actually planning to create a task force and see who will be keen to join us in that big objective, you know, to really reduce the carbon emissions in line with the Paris Agreement, you know. And on the social social aspects, so we have committed to pay the living wage by 2025. So Stanley and Stella has been proactively, you know, working with its suppliers to help to close the gap between the minimum legal wage and the living wage. So there's a clear distinction between the two. And actually in Bangladesh, the government decides on the legal wage in the garment industry. And because we subcontract the production to partner factories, they also work with other brands. And so for us, it's very difficult to have a direct influence on the wages. So that's why in 2020, we have decided, and you probably have heard of those projects, the Fair Grocery Shop initiatives. And the idea behind that was to offset the cost of living from the workers, to enable them to access to discounted food. So actually, it's about 10,000 factory workers that are able to buy rice, lentil soap at a 40% discount. So we are still doing this year.
Incredible.
So it's been great, but obviously this is one project, and we are planning to you know, launch more projects because, you know, it's a big challenge to bridge the gap to the living wage, and so it's obviously a collaborative you know, solution. We need to come up with a collaborative solution, but it's great to see that we have been able to implement concrete action for that project.
Yeah, insane. Oh my gosh, I need to know more about
So I have actually finished with the core values. Sorry, I've been maybe too much about sustainability.
No, I love it.
The third one, the third core value is actually the people. So we believe at Stanley and Stella that, you know, all the stakeholders in the Stanley and Stella ecosystem, you know, from the farmers to the suppliers to the clients, are part of this team, and it's through them that we can make this brand a success, you know. And actually, we do not call our clients, we call them partners, because they are part of that bigger team, you know, and it's through a unified team that share the same vision that can actually make magic happen, you know. So for us, it's very important, the people aspect.
That's the point of dealers, right? All across Europe and the UK. That's the point.
Exactly, is to be part of that official dealer, Stanley and Stella official dealer network. And so the final core value is innovation. So we are a pioneer, you know, a game changer in the B2B textile space. So innovation has always been in our DNA. And that's just not at a product level, you know. It's also in an entire approach. So if you look just at the business model, we have decided to build the best network of partners, you know, to drive long-term partnership and to grow together, you know. So we could have said, okay, we want to sell our product to the entire market. No, we've decided to really, you know, build that close network. And we're actually very proud to work with 1% of the market, you know, to really grow together.
So how quickly has it grown since you put those commitments in place?
So it's been growing every year. Like, I don't actually know the exact rate, but we are more and more printers, decorators, agencies, resellers are part of the Stanley and Stella family, and it's great to really grow together and to see those relationships, you know, because we are about long-term relationship, not transactional relationship, and that's from customer point of view, but also a supplier point of view. You know, we really grow with the suppliers, and that's why we've decided to work with a limited amount of partner factories.
Yeah, I mean, even just from when I became a dealer last summer, maybe. I mean, you've all been amazing. Everyone that we deal with, it is like we're part of a family rather than just like a transaction. Like you said, it's so much more than that, and that's why kind of we support you guys so much, really. Oh, I love it. So this is one for you rather than the company, but where did your passion for sustainability come from? Is it from your family? You know, where's it come from?
Well, I would not say that I'm passionate about sustainability. Like, sorry for the disappointment, but I'm really I'm really interested in sustainability, but I'm not passionate about it. I think it's very interesting because you know, it's important for people to, I believe, to reflect on the day-to-day life, day-to-day habits, and to really think, okay, what can I do to make an impact at my level? You know, what can I do to reduce my impact? And, you know, it could be simple things like, you know, biking to work, or, you know, look at the closet and see what you don't wear anymore and maybe find ways to upcycle that, or, you know, give it to someone. And it's really finding different things that you can do and implement to reduce your impact. And it becomes like a personal challenge, you know, what can you do more? How can you push that even more? And so I think that's exciting. And on the company side, I believe today it's crucial for organization to have a sustainability agenda, you know, and it's really important for leaders to have that sustainability mindset and to somehow influence the decision, you know, the strategic decision. Sustainability, because that's the only way to make the big change, you know, and to be in line with the Paris Agreement and to really make an impact, because everybody at their level can make an impact.
This has just actually made me think. Have I read somewhere, and I don't know why I haven't asked you this before, that you have electric bikes at Stanley?
Yeah. So we provide electric bikes and scooters, you know, through like a leasing contract, and so yeah, we're really encouraging people at the HQ to come to work with a bike and green alternatives, you know, and so it's great to see, and we have quite a few people, you know, biking to work. I mean, it's quite easy in I mean, it's quite small, and you have an amazing bike infrastructure, you know, in the city. So it's actually quite handy to have a bike in Brussels.
Yeah, are you right in the centre?
We are not right in the center, so we're in Delta. So it's like east, south, but Brussels is a small city, so you can get central very, very fast, especially with electric bike. You probably can go faster than the car. Yeah.
That is business goals right there. That's going to go on my list. Electric bikes to work, or electric cars even. Anything. Yeah. We're quite in the middle of nowhere.
But anyway, the car of tomorrow is going to be electric now, you know, like cars that we're going to get from the company are going to have to be electric, you know, in 5-10 years time. So we're moving towards, you know, greener alternative, which is great to see, you know.
Oh, yeah. Business goals for the Embroidery Barn for sure. So what made you want to become part of Stanley Stella? Especially now, oh, Julien. Bad signal. Hopefully he will come back. Oh no, we've lost. Oh no, we've lost him. Right, if anybody has, I'm sure he'll be back. If anybody has any questions, please do pop them in the comments. Oh, there's quite a lot of questions already. And I'm sure Julien will be more than happy to answer. Let's see where he is. Well, I haven't had this happen before. If anyone has any questions for me in the meantime, you're more than welcome to ask.
Hello, Rosie. Sorry. I don't know why, but the internet wasn't working anymore. So I moved around the office, so now I'm at my desk. Sorry. So let's try now. Is it better?
Don't worry. Cool. I can't remember what we were saying, but there are some questions just to ask from people watching. Oh, this is a good one. Because I only actually recently found this out. Where did the name Stanley Stella come from? And actually, before that, does it really annoy you when people call it Stella and Stanley? Because it gets me every time.
But I cannot say anything because I myself have dyslexia, so sometimes I switch also like syllables and words. So for me, if someone switched like that, I wouldn't. But it happened quite a few times because it's quite easy to do. But yeah, actually, it's a great story behind the name. So it's back in the old times, actually, from a movie called, in English, I think it's a Streetcar Named Desire. So it's a movie that came out in the 50s. And basically, it was the first time. So at that time, you know, people were wearing T-shirts like we do now. So they were wearing T-shirts under a shirt. So it wasn't a way of communicating, or, you know, people weren't actually wearing them like we do now. And it's the first time in that movie where Marlon Brando, you probably have heard of that famous actor, was actually wearing a tight T-shirt in the movie, you know, and he was the main actor. And then his name was Stanley. And then there was the main actress in the movie, the main female character was Stella. And so actually after that movie, there was kind of like a switch in the way people were looking at the T-shirt, and people started to wear as we wear it now, you know. So yeah, that's the story behind the name Stanley and Stella.
That's such a good one because it's not what people would think. It's like it's far out.
Yeah. I invite you to watch the movie. It's quite a good movie. It's old though. It's 50s. That came out in 50s. Yeah. A good movie, and Marlon Brando, he's a great actor, you know. But so you're gonna see him because he was kind of an iconic actor at the time, you know, good-looking guy, and wearing that T-shirt like these people are like, oh, that's amazing, that's really nice. I want to do the same, you know. And so that's where it's all started in a way.
Oh, amazing! Story. Where is Stanley Stetter based?
It's based in Brussels, Delta.
In Belgium.
Belgium, yeah.
Oh, someone's put, I love Stanley Stella and have used your apparel since the beginning.
Nice. Thank you.
Long time.
I'm so glad people enjoy the product. It's always great to hear.
Okay. So, for any kind of brands, customers that are watching this, either tonight or kind of afterwards, and are looking to kind of switch to Stanley Stella products, what would you say to them? Obviously, yes, please do, as would I. I would also say, but what you know, what is the positive impact that Stanley Stella has over kind of Gildan, Fruit of the Loom, or the ones
sure. Well, first, I would say that our range of products are inspired by the latest retail trends out there. And I think this is something that you don't really see often in the B2B textile space. So we have an amazing creative team that come up with the coolest inspiration. There's a clear creative process behind every collection, every product. And so they're able to develop products, garments, you know, that people want to wear and keep. And so it's as simple as that, you know, and it's really amazing to see those products starting from scratch and creating really, really cool stuff. And another point would also be the quality, you know, from like the fabric touch. So when you try the product, it's really soft. You tend to want to keep it and not taking it off, especially the hoodies. I'm actually wearing the newest collection. So it's a little sneak peek, it's a little preview. And then the decoration. So, the printability, that's also a big one. So we have a decoration team in-house in the HQ with different printing machines, and we're actually testing those printing techniques on every new collection, every new product that we come up with, just to make sure that the customization is good quality and it works well on the product, you know. And actually, you can do the test. We've actually, you know, if you look at a printed Stanley and Stella T-shirt and a printed competitor T-shirt, you really see the difference, you know, like the ink is being absorbed better, the pigment is being absorbed better on the product. And finally, I would say the sustainability. You know, we always want to, you know, produce garments with the least impact to the environment, to the people. However, I wouldn't say we're doing something good to the planet by buying Stanley and Stella. I'm not saying this because that's misleading. But what I'm saying is that in every, you know, development of product, we always take into account, you know, how can we reduce our impact or emissions, and how can we help the people involved in the production, you know?
And I mean, just kind of jumping back to what we were talking about before, you are literally part of the whole process, from working with the farmers with the organic cotton to obviously working with decorators like us, right? So that's quite rare to find in a blank garment supplier.
Yeah. So we're not yet working directly with the farmers, but we are, driving traceability, transparency across a supply chain. And actually, I went to India end of last year to visit, the farmers and the ginners. So the ginners would be the first transformator of the chain. They would clean the raw cotton, removing the impurities, the cotton seed. And so it was amazing to go there and to go on the field, meeting those guys. And I can tell you that, those people are the ones working the hardest and getting paid the least. So I believe it's very important, and that's what we believe at Stella, that brands should go further than the tier one, suppliers, and really try to connect with the fiber producers. We are not yet, connecting directly with the farmers yet. We are really understanding the upstream side of a supply chain, and how, works and the ginning works, but we are actually in planning a project with one of the the ginners that we're working with, Pratima, in India. And so the project is basically to build a solar panel water pump. So basically it's clean water that the villages will be able to access. So the villages where the organic fiber farmers, cotton farmers live, and they will be able to access the clean water. And actually the water pump is powered by solar panel, and so right now we've been funding that project, and they are building the water pump. So we are really excited to see it coming to life. But so for us, it's really important to really understand your upstream side of the supply chain, to connect with the farmers, and to try to understand the needs and what can we do as a brand to really support their livelihood.
Yeah, I mean, I just keep coming up with projects like that and just expanding that out there, isn't it? And then about the factories in Bangladesh.
Yeah.
So
factories in Bangladesh. So sorry, Rosie?
Sorry. So you've the ground there, haven't you? That work.
Yeah, for sure. So we have a Bangladeshi liaison office, so we have a team of 30 people based in Bangladesh, in Dhaka, and they are daily visiting the factories to ensure, quality, the planning, and obviously the social compliances are respected. And we also have a quality control team within the suppliers to also make sure that all of that are well controlled and ensured, And so for us, it's really important. And as mentioned before, we have the grocery shop project that was launched in 2020, which we keep doing it this year with Interstuff. So it's one of the biggest suppliers we work with, and we're gonna keep planning projects to help them to have a better life and to bridge the gap between the legal minimum wage and the living wage.
Do you guys from the headquarters in Brussels go out there regularly?
So we have, So we actually, before COVID, we used to have a trip organized every 2 to 3 months with different people, part of different teams. So we will basically create task force, and we want every stakeholders, within the HQ, so the team in HQ, to actually travel there and visit, the factories, visit the partner factories we work with, and to understand how the whole process works, every production activities, and actually meeting the people producing the garments, and for and for them, actually, something really interesting was them and the farmers, especially like the farmers, when we went there, what they really wanted is actually seeing the finished product. So that was quite interesting. Like we had a few discussions with them, and some of them were like, yeah, we actually want to see the end product, So it's quite interesting. Sorry?
Some of them hadn't seen the finished product.
No, like the farmers haven't, for sure. The CMT factories workers, yes, obviously they have, but some of them works in different plants. So you have obviously like different plants per factories. And so one plant would do basically the fabric, and then the fabric would be sent to another plant where you'd have the bleaching, the dyeing, and then the actual manufacturing of the product, So yeah. But that was quite interesting.
Yeah, that must be amazing for them to see it. Just like, obviously there's such a small part.
Yeah.
And then to actually see what they've grown is like right there in front. Yeah, I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
So cool. So what are there any future plans? Obviously, I know we mentioned a bit earlier when we had a call, but there's lots of stuff going on with like the growth and lots of exciting plans. So can you give us any little insights into some plans for this year to get us excited?
So yeah, we are very, very happy to see the growth of the brand, you know, like even during COVID, we still grew. And so it's amazing to see that people like our product and keep trusting the brand. But in terms of the next step, we are looking to expand our footprint, our warehouse footprint, sorry, in Europe. So as you probably know, the first step was to open a warehouse in the UK, in Milton Keynes. And the idea behind that was to be closer to the customer, you know, and to continuously improve a service. And so for us, it made sense to do this and to approach this like this by opening different warehouses in Europe.
Oh, that makes me so happy. Quicker delivery time. And then anything kind of on the sustainability side that you haven't touched on, any new projects that are kind of launching this year?
So yeah, I mentioned the two commitments we made end of last year, and I'm actually very excited about the carbon footprint project because I've been working on it quite a bit, and we've recruited someone new and a sustainability advisor who is actually leading the project with me, and yeah, it's been actually much more difficult than we thought to collect the primary, you know, so it takes a lot of time to really gather as much data as we can that makes sense, you know, and that will help us to make a calculation which is close to the reality instead of taking those, you know, standard data from database. So it's great, but it takes time, you know. So I'm really looking forward to have the overall footprint and then to, you know, define that strategic reduction plan to really try to reduce as much as we can, you know, the hotspots throughout the production and the Stanley ecosystem, basically. Yeah.
And I guess you'll just be communicating that to us as the dealers and as and when things kind of hit milestones.
Yeah, exactly. And as I mentioned before, we would love to have, you know, customers involved in that project. So we are going to build like a client task force because it's a little bit GOTS, you know, we've been trying to encourage our network of partners to go for the GOTS certification, you know. We believe that it's important to deliver a fully organic product to the end customer. So we believe that the step closer to that is to become GOTS certified. And, you know, the fact that you also print, customize the product mean that you also have impact and you can go for, you know, more environmentally, you know, products, inks, etc. And so with the carbon neutrality is kind of the same approach. Yeah, so anybody who's interested to be, you know, involved in this project, feel free to send me an email, and you know, we'll be in touch anyway with the project and how can, you know, our customers have an impact and contribute to it.
Yeah, one of the things that we had to kind of sign up and do when we became a dealer, and any dealer has to, is to become GOTS certified, right? And that's how I met you, is because that's what the bit that you head up and you help us through that process. So for anyone that doesn't really know what that means, then by coming through a GOTS certified dealer like us, like what does that mean to an end consumer or brand that's trying to sell that product on? Like, you know, so basically comparing like a GOTS certified dealer to maybe somebody who isn't GOTS certified, what are the pros?
So in simple words, GOTS, so GOTS, is the global organic textile standard. So to put it simply, is a way to guarantee a more socially and ecologically way of producing. So it's as simple as that. And so GOTS is a company that will define globally recognized standards and norms to ensure or guarantee the organic integrity from the ginning to the manufacturing until the labeling, and to provide a reliable guarantee basically to the final customer or the consumer. So when someone wants to buy a product that is labeled GOTS, they know it's made with organic fibers and it's also made in good condition, you know. So it looks at the product aspect, but also the social aspect, which is great, you know. And so in practice, if you look at our customers, they would use, more environmentally products. So, for example, ink with less toxic chemicals, not toxic chemicals at all. Sorry, but obviously there's always a little bit of chemicals you need it to be able to stick the color and the ink on the product, and also it looks at the waste management. So companies would have to recycle their waste water, and also their waste in general, like the carbon box, and any other waste. So there's different requirements that you need to comply with, but we believe it's the only way to really make a difference and to have an impact on the environment and on the people.
I think when you first told me about it and what was kind of involved in the GOT certification, I was like, oh my God.
But that's the thing. It seems scary because you have to comply with a few norms and requirements. But actually, we're here to help. We're here to support, throughout the whole way. And we're here also to lower the bar, And it feels scary at first, but it's not that bad, actually. You just need to adapt a few production activities and maybe switch some of the products you are using. But it's a little pain for a better,
Well, that's the thing. And it's, only going to make our business better, any dealer's business better. They do by making all these changes, and it's almost having somebody come in and be like, no, this needs to get better. This is a way that you can do this better. It's only a positive thing, isn't it? So yeah, the nerves did go after that first conversation with you.
And people are positive as well, with certification, and the way that products are made. And so I believe it's also good for business, because if you have got certified product, it's also good. People want more certification, they want reliable guarantee, and it's inspected by third-party organization, independent organization, so it gives really a guarantee that it's a better product for the environment. So it's also good for that as well.
How on a side note, how do you feel about embroidery? Because you've only just been talking about print.
I'm amazing. Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's not as bad as screen printing, obviously, because and you don't need to change as much. But I think you can always be better. You can always find better yarn with less, toxic chemicals in it, or with the better composition. But embroidery, it's already quite environmentally fine, in a way. So you don't have so much to
threads coming out onto the market, and it's definitely kind of being looked at a lot closer now. But we've been doing quite a lot of recently is kind of screen print and embroidery in one design. I love it. Yeah, that's really, really cool. So I'm glad that's kind of becoming a thing.
And actually I was talking about the decoration team that we have in house. Ensure that all the techniques are well made and well customized on a product, but they're also exploring the latest techniques. So we had DTF a lot, but also embroidery yarn that has different colors, and so here this is an embroidery, and it's different shade of colors, you see. It's nice, huh?
What thread's that? Do you know?
Sorry,
do you know what thread that is?
Yeah, I don't know the thread, actually, the brand, but it's the one that has different colors, basically.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we've got some rainbow threads. Nice. So it'll come out differently every time. Yeah,
and it looks different colors, for the embroidery. So I think it's really nice, really cool.
Might have to steal that idea. Thank you. So you have, just talking about the decorating team, so they're actually in the headquarters and they kind of just test all the products with the different decorating.
Yeah, so we have like a workshop. I can show you if you want. You want me to show you?
Yeah, try. Yeah, see if the.
I hope it won't cut out because of the internet, but I think it should be fine. I think I'm the only one in the office now. So
it is 8:30 there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's great. But yeah, here we have. So I'm gonna switch the camera. Boom.
Oh, we're getting a little.
This is where the magic happens. So here we have a press, little oven here.
Nice.
Then we have PG, you see, and then we have embroidery here, machines.
What machine is it?
It's a Bahun.
Oh, it's a Barada.
Yeah. And so we have this up, and then this is the creative section. So all the latest collection are made here with the different trends. and then I can quickly take you to the work, the showroom. So it's nice with the entire collection. So yeah, this is basically up.
Oh.
Can you see, or it's lagging a bit?
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. These are the new offices.
The light is off. Yeah, it's the new office. Yeah, exactly. So the light is off. Sorry. There you go. You have here the entire collection.
Nice. Nearly as good as our showroom. Hidden. That's so cool. So, can you show us anything from the new autumn-winter collection?
I cannot actually show you anything because it's not an exhibit there, but yeah, unfortunately. But I can tell you a little bit about it. I'm not sure if anybody had the chance to go to the P&P fair in Birmingham, but we actually.
Oh no, lost him again.
Wait. Are you still with me? Hello? Hi, we're back. So yeah, I was saying that I don't know how many people to go to the P&P fair in Birmingham. So we actually showcased the latest collection. We received amazing feedback actually there. So personally, I'm very excited about the puffer jacket. So it's a skiing jacket, and we've actually been testing it out this year. Actually very warm, so I'm really excited about this one. And then we also have a long parka rain jacket, so which looks very classy. So both styles have been, very retail inspired and made with 100% recycled polyester. Really excited and can't wait to launch those products to the market.
Oh yeah, I think we'll be getting our autumn-winter collection in the next couple of weeks. Seb's coming down to give us the presentation. Yeah, excited. Did you say a long parka jacket? Is that what that?
Sorry?
Did you say long parka jacket?
Yeah. Cool. Those two ones are my favorite ones, So yeah. I'm super excited that they're gonna be out soon. So yeah.
Someone's actually just asked if Stanley Stella would ever launch a stripy t-shirt. Do you think that's in the pipeline?
Stripy, so I'm not so sure what is that.
All right, let me kind of like that sort of
thing. Oh yeah, you mean with the I'm not so sure. Yeah, from my understanding, I don't know. I don't know if it's in the pipe. I think it's the best question to ask the product team and the marketing team.
The product team.
But I mean, we're exploring, so many different, retail trends, the cool trends, and so yeah. I mean, it's definitely something that we could explore. We have had quite a few styles, the AOP style, I think, with the different flows. So yeah, the print style. But yeah, with the stripes, I'm not so sure if it's in the pipe. I can find out actually.
Find out.
Yeah.
I'll just see if there's any more questions that anyone has asked. Someone's put, we love your products. The sweats are wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Which one is there?
Oh, Julien. Me and my customers love your product. Thank you.
Thank you.
How long has Stanley Stella been around? 10 years. We talked about that. I work with you and I'm delighted with your products.
Thank you so much.
Not one of our customers. Head on over to the Embroidery Barn. I think that's all of them there.
I need to visit you guys.
Yeah, you need to come down to Dorset. Have you got any UK trips planned?
Not at the moment, but I just came back from the P&P in Birmingham fair, but yeah, plan some visit in the UK, and I mean, we love going on the field. Like, it's very important for us to really go on the field to get feedback from the customers, and just coming back to the P&P fair, you would have seen people from a lot of different departments. So if you go at all the other, you know, stands from the competition, you see only sales rep. But for us, you would see people from sustainability, people from the creative team. You have really people from different departments, really to get a grasp of, okay, what's happening in the market, who are my customers, what's the feedback, to really like push the limit and push the boundaries, just to make, you know, better products and more qualitative products and more sustainable products, you know.
And it's so different as well, you know, some of the products you just don't see anywhere else. Somebody's just asked, I see you guys have been doing dyed clothing. Would you produce any acid washed items? Love the oversized clothing and the vintage look.
Thank you so much. I mean, it's quite a differentiator, let's say, like the tie and dye, and, you know, different dyeing method that we have for some of the styles. And you know, going back in the 90s, it's always good.
Bring it back.
Yeah, bring it back. But in terms of a question, I'm not entirely sure either. I think we're gonna keep launching, you know, tie and dye, different type of dye and dye, you know. And yeah, it's also part of our DNA, you know, innovation in terms of the different dye. So we are exploring. We've actually looked at it a little bit, and we can, you know, hopefully, if we have more people, to explore the natural dyes. You know, it's quite something difficult to have the same level quality of dyes as a traditional dye. You know, but I think it could be very interesting and really nice to launch a very small collection with natural dyes. So we are looking into that. But yeah.
Much higher point as well, wouldn't it? Kind of naturally dyed products.
Yeah, it's difficult because obviously if you don't have chemicals, you will wash the garments, and then after the 10th wash, you'd see the colors fading away, and that's what you want, right? So you need to find a way to make the dye stick without the chemicals, and this is quite difficult, but exciting at the same time, you know. So this could be very, very interesting to really try to do for the coming year.
Suggest it to the product development team.
But we are looking into it. But it takes time. Those type of projects, you know, it takes years of development.
Yeah.
As mentioned before, you know, the people are super important. They're essentials, you know, to the success of the brand. And we are lucky to have amazing people, very talented people, who comes up with like very innovative way of doing, you know, of working. And so it's great to combine, you know, that very dynamic and international group of people together, you know.
Yeah, you must have a very creative team.
Yes.
It must be amazing sitting around having lunch and discussing ideas. Cool. Well, I think that is all the questions. Do you have anything else to add?
No, I'm very excited to have been part of this interview. I hope I was able to decide about you know, the different projects at Stella and our upcoming plans. You know, so if you have specific questions about sustainability or about anything of the brand, feel free to send me an email, and I'd be happy to help you and answer your questions. But thank you so much, Rosie, for the invite, and hopefully I'll be able to.
Yeah, it's been honestly amazing to just kind of hear more about Stanley Stella and to be able to kind of show everybody what you're all about, because, you know, sometimes they just see it as someone that we kind of recommend and that we work with, but to kind of see one of the faces behind the brand and just hear your side of it, it's amazing. So thank you so much. And I'll if I get any questions after this, I'll ping you an email with any questions.
Email with questions. I'll be happy to answer all of them.
Amazing. Well, I'll see you soon.
Thank you. Have a good evening. Ciao. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.